Okay. Now, the card on the bottom of the deck we see here is the Justice card. And the Justice card has to do with divine justice, not our own, but divine justice, right? This is about the righting of wrongs. This is about making wise decisions, right? Finding that balance within oneself and striving to live according to our morals and our principles above and beyond our selfishness and our ego. Justice really does have to do with serving a higher purpose than our own, and also making those wise decisions, right? Now, covering you, we have the card of balance. Balance is about, well, balancing out the masculine and feminine energies within each of us. It's about balancing the lunar and the solar, the yin and the yang, the mystery of the night, with the brightness and the illumination of the day. It's about balancing receptivity with projection or projectivity. That's not exactly the right word. But, if you think about a radio, right? A radio transmits, that's it. It transmits signals and it receives the signals as well, like a two-way radio. We want to find the balance between those two things. That's how we are able to both receive downloads from spirit and also to be able to create in our universe. So this balance that you've been experiencing has come after some struggle. I do remember earlier in the summer, some of you guys had that, you had shifts, major shifts in your functioning, vocational and otherwise. And so a lot of you are finally coming back into that sense of balance, being able to make it work, right sleep, right work, right rest, and coming together in that. Now, you are crossed by this energy of Queen of Arrows, notated here as deer. Now, the white heart can be, which, H-A-R-T, that's a deer, can lead you into adventures the way that one of the knights, I forget which one, was led into an adventure by a white hart. They followed the white hart into the forest and found a bunch of adventures and things like that. So it is Arthurian legend as well. The Queen of Arrows, that could be the Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius person. Tends to be an adult. Queens are someone that you would relate to as a wife, as an adult mother, whether it's your own mother or someone else's. But this can really tell us about messages coming in, but being sure that even as we are presenting messages, that we come about them in a loving way, that there's a positive way to present information, and then there can be a harsh way to do it. And the Queen of Arrows is here to teach us how to use our voice in a loving and constructive fashion, right? So this is an energy that may be coming into play for you. For some of you, if you're single, it could be that you're meeting a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius female, or somebody who's highly intellectual, maybe in the IT or sciences, or some type of industry where she's a brainy person, super intelligent type person. Then again, this Queen of Arrows could be you as well. Aries are also a very intelligent person, and this could have to do with that balance between your air and your fire elements. Even though both are technically masculine, we need the air to give oxygen to the fire, and we also need the fire to convert that oxygen into some other type of form. But we need the both, really, to keep our passions up and our energy high as well. Now, some of you are facing a decision, right? The Two of Wands, this is about surveying your environment, your universe, looking at your elements. You've got the fire element here. You've also got the air and the stars. So this is another one of trying to balance those fire and air elements for yourself, looking out to make your best decision on whatever that is that you're facing, whether that's a workplace decision, a home-based decision, something along those lines. Maybe just trying to gather all the facts so that you know how to act moving forward. Now, beneath you, we have the Ten of Cups, which is happiness. The happiness card is happy family. It's about soul, spirit, love, emotions, that type of happiness. This is really the happy family and abundance. You can see them potentially. Maybe you can. There's a couple green figures down here, and they have their arms raised in celebration. This is very much a happy family card. These cups are running over, and certainly they will not lack for anything in their joyous union. Now behind you is Green Man. Green Man is the divine masculine. Green Man is the emperor. He's the quintessential Aries in full power. The Aries in full power, planetary ruler Mars. This is the masculine energy. You can see the basically caveman type drawing down here, the lingam, the club, you've got the heart up here, you've got the hawk or eagle that is often found representing the Aries suit. But this is the height of masculine fertility, right? This is a very solar card, a very positive masculine energy, or somebody who's operating within that masculine energy. And we see that you've moved from this and being able to manifest and create and really be the masculine part. We need the masculine with the feminine to make the fruit, right? That we do this time of year in the summer and the harvest. And the Green Man plays such a role in that, the powerful masculine, right? The power of the oak. And this here, we have the balance. As you're moving from this Green Man energy of manifestation, you're finding your balance in between those two things. Again, this idea of there's a gentleness that comes in communication, balancing your aggressive masculinity that got you into your new family life or your new job or your new venture, and being able to find the balance between those energies, right? And we find that there's a greater sense of balance in that in the workforce and so on, because now we have women in the workforce as well. So men have had to kind of hone down on some of their male the kinds of behaviors that men do when they're alone in a group of men, let's just say. I'm not we need both men and women in the planet, of course. So it's not a negative. It's just, but there's a balancing influence that takes place in a work environment that's been relatively new since women entered the workforce. So that's kind of what I'm getting at. Now, the card that is to come is the ecstasy card, the Five of Cups. So for those of you who are single, this could be just really having a happy time with this Queen of Arrows, whoever she is. And ecstasy, cups is a water sign here, but we see so much fire on here. These are solar symbols. Right? This is about fertility. It's very fiery at the same time. So we see that, the divine ecstasy that we see here. So this is very much a celebration of things. So for some of you, it could be just the joy of getting things done, the joy of your home and family life. This could be about whatever that is for you. If you're single, maybe you're going to be single for a while, and just kind of play the field and not really worry about things, right? Now, in the card representing you is the jealousy card, right? Three of Arrows. So this may be a third-party situation that you may be involved with. Be careful that your Queen of Arrows is not married. That will set some wheels in motion for sure. When you are making your decision, make sure that it's going to benefit you and not deplete you. Sometimes we put so much energy into some kinds of situations that it winds up depleting us and not building us up and bringing us a whole lot of positive qualities. But definitely with this happiness here, this could indicate that there would be emotions for this person. So again, choose well because you want to spare yourself from these third-party situations that wind up hurting people who may think that they can otherwise get away with it or anything like that. So just be super careful here, right? Now, the reflection card here is the moon in other decks, and it really does have to do with looking back, reflecting on things, balancing this masculine energy with this feminine, which we already know that you're doing it quite well. Be sure that you're spending enough time in reflection, right? That you know what's important to you, what you want, and understand that you may have to trim some of the fat out of what you don't want. You may have to cut some of those things out because we do have to have that reflection time for self-care. And in so doing, you'll be better able to connect with the wellspring of your happiness and to be able to move forward and find yourself in a place where you truly do have that ecstasy that comes with the harvest time, and the celebrations of all that is to come. This card, for some reason, reminds me of more fall harvest, like, Halloween harvest, or, Day of the Dead, and, certain celebrations of that kind. So this may be that you're really in the path to ecstasy at that time of year. So for some of you, it may be that you do meet somebody here coming up more in October, even though the spread's more the 1st, the 15th of September. But it could be that you are going to meet somebody, and that's going to become underway for that time. And we'll see. Now, hopes and fears card is healing. Some of you may have undergone some kind of physical journey and been struggling with that sort of issue or energy. You'll notice that our horses here of balance, this is a caduceus, like we see in medicine, right? And so it is symbolic of healing and being able to use universal energies of masculine and feminine, positive and negative, magnetism to be able to create a healing situation. Whether you are the healer or whether you are the person who is being healed, only you know that's your life. And however, there may be some kind of fear. I do see a great big heart over here, so it could be emotions healing that you're recovering from. It could be a heart issue. So be careful that you're checking things out, taking your medicine as prescribed, and so forth, if any. These don't look necessarily bad, but then when I bring in this card here, I do question whether or not it could be that some of you may have some heart issues. I'm kind of feeling my heart right now as I'm talking. So I'm thinking that for some of you, it might not be a bad idea to get a heart test. Don't worry about it. Just do it, right? Get a stress test through your doctor or whatever, just to make sure that you're medically okay. But with this final outcome card being ecstasy, it seems to me like you're going to be very, very happy with the outcome of what that is. And these sun symbols here are all about joy and about love and fertility and sexual passion. And, if you're worried you're going to become a heart patient and not be able to, have dalliances and so forth, no, that's not going to be the case. Just be sure that you take care of that. Even this Queen of Arrows here with her big heart up here, again, there may be something to that, maybe not. So just be quite careful that you are taking care of yourself, that you are taking time for rest, that you're not overexerting. Deer can move in leaps and bounds, and they can do a lot of that sort of thing. So just be very, very careful that you are taking time out for rest, that you are doing meditation, and that you are maintaining your heart health through proper diet and exercise. Not strenuous exercise, but, the good kind that can help strengthen your heart and so forth. So please be mindful of that. But don't worry about it, because then worrying becomes a new symptom, because anxiety and panic attack look just like a heart attack. So be super duper careful that you're not psyching yourself out either. Your final outcome card is the wolf. Okay, the wolf here. The Knight of Stones. Stones being the earth, that can be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn person. But this is a person who is very pack-oriented, very family-oriented, can be movement in a job or business or someplace where you're joining and that like minds and like energies are working toward a common purpose. So again, that could be home, hearth, family. That could be business work, team, teams at work and so forth. For some of you, that could possibly be information, messages coming in about work-related or anything that has to do with building a home or the physical brick and mortar aspect of home or job or work, the pursuits of that kind. When we bring in the ecstasy card with that, it looks like it could be super positive. Some of you may even be getting together. If you're single, you might be getting together with somebody who is in that earth element, who is building up a business, or maybe you're the one building up a business and putting that forward. And maybe there's that sense of happiness and joy because your business is getting off the ground and you're seeing this forward movement here that's occurring. So either way, take it as it resonates. But this does look to be a very positive reading for you. Whatever your concerns are, it looks like you will be getting through that without a problem, and that there's a great reason for happiness and joy all around you. Now, I will start shuffling these Angel Tarot cards so that we can select one and see if there's any guidance to get a sense of the sign of Aries. So is there any help, healing, hope, or health issues, or anything of the kind that might be helpful? Okay, we have a jumper. This jumper's the Knight of Air. And I will point out that the Knight of Air is the counterpart for the Queen of Arrows. They're the same suit. They're both the suit of air. Now, I'm going to read from the book, so give me just a moment to drum up the page. And here we have it. The card reads, Knight of Air, intelligent, decisive, idealistic, tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options and creative solutions. And this may be pertaining to that decision that we had up here with this Two of Wands. So up here, if we're looking to make decisions. Knight of Air. Events in your life go into high speed. Your plans can now be implemented, and you should see a great deal of activity. Intellect and creativity rule the day, so adopt non-traditional viewpoints. Take the time to consider choices carefully. If this card represents people, an extremely intelligent person who has the ability to act fast and think even faster. A genuine go-getter who is unstoppable in support of a cause. Idealistic, decisive, knowledgeable, tireless, assertive, and sometimes tactless. Additional meanings of this card could be an unanticipated situation or conflict, an impulsive decision, and a knight in shining armor.